Nobody does petty quite like New York.
Because why move on peacefully when you can spiral publicly?
Welcome to reality in 5D.
Where the rent is criminal.
And the brunches are hostile.
Let's
spill. Let's spill. Let's put this bitch to bed, shall we? We are literally which one? The whole season,
What
girl.
was in bed? Summer house?
I
In the city? What is happening here?
I mean,
Why are they blurring together as one?
well, and we can blame that on Amanda.
Yeah, sure. We'll blame it all on her.
Yeah, she's a good scapegoat.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, we can blame it on Whitney because I don't care for her either. If you want me to be quite frank.
I don't know much about Whitney. The only thing she did this whole season, besides like her weird TikTok videos or whatever her social media platform is, was the mom card comment. And honestly, that was her just sticking her foot in her mouth. And then
I mean,
she's like backtracking, and now she just looks like a scared little hurt puppy. Like I'm over that kind of personality too.
she's whining and crying, and she's like, I apologize. And Kenny's like, and Lindsay's like, I need 15 more apologies. And Kenny's like, how many times does she have to apologize? I'm like, 15, bitch. She just told you.
Yeah,
15 more.
He said, you collect souls, like, or you collect apologies like you collect souls. And then when he asked how many, like, more, like, what else she had to do, I was like, she just said 15 souls. You know what I mean?
Let's go.
Yeah.
And
She needs 15 more souls, if that answers your question.
honestly, Whitney lost the entire battle long before, but Yvonne letting her know that she wasn't on her side in the matter when Whitney was trying to be like, oh, I made this about Yvonne. This is about Yvonne, you know? That really nail in the coffin. Like, Whitney, you're done.
Mm-hmm.
Your storyline is dead. Your storyline that lasted 3 episodes at the end because you knew you needed to reach hard to stay on the show.
I think because Kenny and Lindsay planned that trip originally. That was their trip.
Yes.
So I think Kenny knew that Lindsay was gunning for the primary. And I think he knew he wasn't going to get it. And so instead of like accepting that she was probably going to take it, he thought, well, I'll just offer it up as like some kind of like, uh, like condolence for like what happened.
Almost like a setup to make her look bad.
Yeah.
And that is good TV.
Well, and almost because I could see that too. But for her not to get that primary, if anything.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, well, if I can't have it, you can't have it either. And that's why he offered it up and didn't say anything to Lindsay. And so when Lindsay took it, of course, everyone, or not everyone, but Whitney was like, oh, she plays that mom card or whatever. She really didn't need to have an excuse for why she was taking it. She planned that trip alongside Kenny. So why Kenny thought he was going to get the primary
or offer it up to someone else without having a conversation with Lindsay. Beyond.
And then being mad that she assumed that bedroom.
But don't jump in now, Whitney.
Yeah, you were just looking for a reason to crucify her or make her look conceited or all about her, just like you said. She makes everything all about her, but then couldn't think of anything else besides taking the bedroom. So I think she just was feeling a sort of way about Lindsay and how she has.
Do you feel like Lindsay
reacted about their relationship?
Made it all about her, though? I feel like she's been a part of an ensemble cast her entire run on Bravo, and I've never felt she made it all about her. I feel like she understood the dynamics of it being an ensemble cast.
I think she probably rubbed Kenny the wrong way, like initially that first
We know
episode.
she did, of course.
But I think he kind of held a grudge ever since then and kind of was sent Whitney down that road to like fight his battle with her.
They all hold grudges.
Because he knows he can't go tit for tat with a female, like a woman. So he sends in his girlfriend to kind of battle for him. Because the only other thing, I mean, what else did she really say that was like offensive to Whitney or would have offended her? But she said some things that I know offended Kenny. Now, Gavin said some things about Whitney. and Kenny is friends with Gavin still. They made up. They had their little bromance. And he said that she was boring, that there was no spark. He was the one outing that relationship for being like kind of like a farce. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
but again, Whitney didn't feel threatened by Gavin.
No, she did. That's what I feel like she drove a wedge between Kenny and Gavin.
Well, they all made back up and it was
And
fine. But
Kenny,
then
wake
so
up
far,
call.
but not Lindsay. Lindsay is still
Mm-mm.
on the outcast, like exile island.
I mean, I agree with Lindsay too. Like, once you have a kid, you really don't have any time for negative energy. And I think that you learn to cut negative energy out of your life.
I mean, does anyone have time for negative energy? Let's be
You put
real.
up with a lot more before you have kids. It's easier to overlook it
You
because
have to prioritize when you have kids because there's only so much time in a day. So I understand that. And like not making time for shit that's not relevant. And I think everyone can like stand to kind of prioritize not making time for shit that's irrelevant. But I mean, I don't think we need to be calling people out for that. And I think that Whitney just doesn't like Lindsay and she's holding a grudge and she was like reaching for anything she could
Does she have
to
a
try
good
to pin
reason,
Lindsay.
do you
No.
think? I was going to say because Lindsay stood up for Whitney in the beginning. She was like, you need to like take care of her. Don't do her dirty. Give her closet space. And like Whitney didn't see all of that. Maybe playing it back, but I feel like Whitney had no real reason other than standing by Kenny.
Whitney never tried to get like friendly with any of the girls though. She kind of stuck by Kenny and then just like mourned the friends she had back in LA, but she never really made it a point to try to make new friends.
I think briefly with Lexi, but then Lexi caught on. And I think Lexi also was starting to find out she was pregnant and was like, I'm not going to listen to you pull this mom card when you have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah. Well, I think she was like, you're being messy and you're trying to pull me in and I'm not getting involved in this.
She's very like lighthearted, like Andrea. I can't wait to see them next season with a baby and as a family. That's going to be adorable.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about her so much either, though. She's not really giving much.
She's been relatively quiet.
Yeah, too quiet. That alone is kind of sus.
Do you think it's valid that Danielle should be shocked that Lindsay had a whole list of her misdeeds?
No, that sounds about right.
I mean, honestly, if you're upset about the list and not about the fact that you have done a list worth of misdeeds, then
Yeah.
there's a bigger problem.
I mean, that speaks for itself.
What I've learned,
Receipts.
and not just on this show, I think in life in general, but it really plays out on this show with this cast, is nobody likes to be held accountable for the shit that they do.
No. But they love calling everybody else out.
Yeah. Like the breakdown of
The
Danielle,
hypocrisy.
right? So we learned from Lindsay that Danielle and Carl dated a year before season 1 of Summer House was filmed, right?
Okay.
And when Danielle was introduced at season 2, she was introduced as Carl's ex-girlfriend. Like, we knew that, right? That was the connection that Bravo made. That was the 6 degrees that they needed to have her relevant on the show.
Yeah.
And one would think, being a year after, right, being an ex, that, like, that would be the only relevance, that you're just an ex. But she's clearly still in love with Carl.
She's always been.
She has. She was not happy for Lindsay when Lindsay and Carl got together the first time, or when there were the like finger bang no kiss of it all. Like they talked
broke
about
up and she hooked up with him.
the over the pants hand job.
So weird.
Yeah.
And then
how old are we?
remember when the proposal was happening, the engagement?
She was livid.
She
and she
was
played
so
it off like
mad.
she felt like she was entitled to know. That Carl did not owe anyone a heads up.
No.
If anyone, Lindsay's family. And to be clear, like, Lindsay's not even that close with certain members of her family. So it would really have only been, like, what was it, her aunt or whoever, that it would have mattered that Carl reached out to before, if anyone. He didn't owe Danielle that. That is so
She went right into
weird.
sabotage mode too. Remember, she started telling every one of Lindsay's family about how hurt and upset she was and how she had no idea about any of this. And she was like, she was dogging him to her
She was.
family and friends.
Thank God for that fan question about Danielle being jealous of Lindsay, because yes, she is, and she always has been. And
We
that's why
all
she needs
see
so
it.
desperately to be close to her, because keep your enemies close.
She needs to
Closer.
control. Yes. It's so, yeah. She's always been like that.
And Owen, like, hunched over the back of Danielle, like he's so uncomfortable. Like, he looks like he has that, like, lettuce diarrhea or IBS or something. Like, the way he's, like, do you see him, like, hunched over, looking so uncomfortable, sick to his stomach, and then out of nowhere pops off at Lindsay. He calls her toxic and the problem and, like, all this stuff. And I'm like, your girlfriend, fiance, whatever they are, is saying she still wants to be friends with Lindsay. And then you're popping off saying the shit that Danielle's really saying about Lindsay behind her back over here in the
I
corner.
thought he didn't really want to get involved with this show, that she just brought him on. He was only on there because of her. It sounds like you want to get involved, especially when you pipe up like that and you start riling Lindsay up. Like, sit down, sit down.
And Danielle's like, I do want to be friends with stipulations. Like, no more Googling. Yeah, right, girl.
Who says that? I'm sorry, if you are Googleable, it is public knowledge and anyone is entitled to see that and anyone will see that. At least they were trying to give you the benefit of getting ahead of that story so that people didn't have to speculate and come up with their own assumptions. That was your ticket to, like, explain yourself and fail.
Yeah.
And then to sit there and have the audacity to be like, don't Google so and so. You know that any new person coming on the cast or coming in, you're going to Google them or you're going to look up their Facebook. You're going to be interested or you're going to want to know a little bit about who's coming in. That's just human nature. You know what I mean? Why was that treated so taboo-ish?
I agree. And honestly, it really shows that Danielle's like, yeah, I want to be friends, but you can't do this, this, and this. Lindsay's just like, whatever. I thought when we said it was a clean slate, it was a clean slate and we were done. Like, you know what I mean? That really is telling about the kind of person that Danielle is. There's always a stipulation. And who needs friends with stipulations?
Not I.
But before we spill any more tea, let's talk comfort.
And when we say comfort, we mean comfort. The only thing softer than some housewives' apologies.
Whether you're binge watching Bravo, running errands, or recovering from a reunion level argument, comfort has you covered.
Literally. The hoodies are cozy, the sets are chic, and honestly, we never want to take them off.
If you're looking to upgrade your lounge game, shop through our link, comfort.com/HAUSOFGLAMLLC.
That's comfort.com/House of Glam LLC. Trust us, your couch has never looked so glamorous.
Stay comfy.
Stay cozy.
And keep sipping that tea. I hope that we can throw the final dirt on Kyle and Amanda, because
The final dirt on their coffin.
man, let's bury this shit.
I'm ready.
It's like so old. I'm so tired of talking about it. How many times have we muted it on
The
Keep
death
It Cute?
of this marriage has been going on for 10 years now.
Damn zombie at this point. Like, what do we have to do? Put a stake in its heart?
I mean, they had one foot in the grave before they even, like, got married.
My question for Amanda is, aren't all of her relationships surface level? I'm like, every one of these relationships, she's never seemed like she had a deep connection with anyone. I mean, look at how expendable Sierra was to her.
She kind of treated everyone like that.
And how interesting that she was quick to apologize to Danielle. Even before the filming had wrapped, it was like very clear that she knew that she couldn't have everyone against her.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like anything about Amanda is genuine. I think everything is calculated.
Oh, she just bothers me. I know she knows her time is coming, and she's like trying desperately to, like, find any kind of friend group and try to stay on that show. It looks like she's, like, groveling.
Oh, she is. And it's interesting too, because even Andy Cohen's not going to let it go. Like, he made a very good point the second. It's interesting to me because I feel like you can tell he does not care for her.
Does anyone?
No, but that's when your boss is sick of your shit, you can tell this is most likely the last time we're going to see you. When he says to her, your apology to Danielle was more clear, sincere, and you took more ownership than your apology to Sierra.
Ooh, mic drop.
Mm-hmm. What
was her response to that? Do you even remember?
She said that she couldn't get a word in.
That's right.
At the reunion, you couldn't get a word in. You didn't hardly try to speak. You cried a couple times. You do okay. Okay, Kyle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
what was that?
Tell me you couldn't get a word in when they had to ask you if you were on beta blockers because you weren't speaking. And your excuse was, I just withdraw and I shut down when I get overwhelmed. Or so you can't shut down and be overwhelmed and on beta blockers 1 minute and then I couldn't get a word in the next minute. Like, figure out which one it is, because your story is inconsistent and nobody believes a word you say anymore.
None of it. And then to be like, okay, well, Kyle had sex with someone while we were married, and this is confirmed. Someone had reached out to her recently. She just found out within a couple of weeks, right?
Of course. We don't care. I don't want to hear anything more about Kyle.
No receipts. There are no receipts. That's
Never.
beyond. And then she wants to be like, she hasn't been on the internet in a while. But then you're conveniently on the internet when people send you these things about him. What, you're just like avoiding all the shit about you on the internet again.
And
like I
looking for
said,
shit to bury Kyle
this
with,
cast has a hard time taking accountability, but they want to hold everyone else's feet to the flames.
Well, because she looks so bad that she's like trying to find more things about Kyle to make him look bad, because she thinks on some level that will make her look better. But really, it's just us like, oh my God, this is the biggest shit show. Like, this is not Jerry Springer. This is like in the city.
Yeah.
This was Summer House and you just ruined it. Like, I'm so pissed.
You know, when Georgina said, Kyle, you got the golden ticket. You were about to be canceled. You were about to be done. No one has said that. Oh, well, Georgina, we have said that. Mm-hmm. I agree with that 100%.
It's been said.
And honestly, after this episode, he's like, honestly, the whole reunion, he's kind of been right back there with it anyway. He lost the brownie points. He won, weirdly enough, throughout this whole situation, right? Because even he's like, I didn't want to initiate the separation. He was going to keep holding on, even though he knew all of it was shit. And he talks about them protecting every aspect of their marriage, right? So, damn.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's more. And then why, when people are asking, okay, well, then is there more to this side of you and this side of you, like the fighting, the screaming, and the name calling? He admitted in the first opening statement that they protected a lot of that side of that marriage. So, and I mean, I know that a lot happens behind everyone's closed doors, right?
Right.
But you did this on TV.
Yeah.
And you did it mic'd. Like, on a show that's almost always about a hot mic.
And I am not a Amanda Petula fan, but at least she did know not to speak while in that house or mic'd up.
I mean, and I feel like Kyle denies, and honestly, deny. Go on ahead. Keep denying. Amanda keeps shooting out these claims, but has no receipts other than, what, speculation from a fan? I need clear...
It wasn't even speculation from a fan.
Sincere
it was like
ownership,
friend
Amanda.
A friend's friend told someone, and I was like, even Kyle was like, what?
I need the same clear, sincere ownership that you gave Danielle.
Lindsay was like, who is it? I'll kill her. And she's like, I don't know. And I was like, okay, this is sounding less and less credible every second. Like, why are we even bringing this up?
Exactly. So do you understand Kyle not wanting to be home the day Amanda moved out?
Yeah.
I do too.
Never have I like felt more like bad for the guy than the girl in that situation. She plays
golden
victim,
ticket, yeah.
But like, yeah, I'm like, dude, you did get a golden ticket getting out of that relationship too, the way you did.
Her having the audacity to say that if he wouldn't have gone out the day she moved out, it would have changed her mind. Bullshit. You were already with Wes. No one believes your timeline. Your entire Summer House cast has said your timeline was shit and everyone has an issue with it.
Well, because the narrative she was trying to push was that Kyle was so abusive mentally, physically, whatever, that he basically drove her into the arms of another man. But it was exposed as cheating before it could be turned into her narrative as like, he drove me into these.
And we can clearly see they were both doing those things to each other.
Yeah. She loved the damsel in distress.
What irks me, right, is that the expectation that they were to be in the honeymoon phase, right? Right after they got married, right? They were only married for 4 years. But this goes back farther, Amanda. You came on 10 years ago as the side piece.
The late night booty call.
That was your honeymoon phase. This isn't I Love Lucy. This isn't the boomer generation where people courted and got engaged and got married and then had a honeymoon phase, right? And then stuff started to fizzle because those people were most likely virgins when they got married and did all, and like things fizzle out on that level for them early, even back then. You know what I mean? So for you to think you're going to be in this honeymoon phase when you dated for turbulently for what, 6 years?
Yeah.
And then get married after knowing he has fidelity issues, and then you thought there was going to be a honeymoon phase. You were in the honeymoon phase when you were the side piece. This is a whole different generation. Like, that's not a thing anymore.
She stayed in that marriage for selfish reasons. She
They
wanted to
both
be on the
did.
show. She wanted the things Kyle could provide for her. Kyle was able to get her to quit her job, pay her more money, and she didn't have to work
He
a
gave
day.
her a board level job. Like, what was she, the creative director? Yet she never sat in on a board meeting that we saw.
Yeah.
Every time they show him at the work, she's at home. And how dare her, like, they're not going to spin this around and be like, oh, you smoke pot, like, you're lazy. No, that's not true. People run businesses, live their lives, slay it smoking pot. That's bullshit. Like,
Yeah.
he's just a lazy individual. And the question when Kyle asked if they thought he would be unfaithful moving forward, he was like, no. I'm like, are you kidding? Once a cheater, always a cheater. I feel like it's hard. It's kind of ingrained in him too. We saw seasons before on Summer House. His mom did it to his dad. She made excuses for him doing it. I think that once a cheater, always a cheater.
Yeah. I don't even care.
He didn't see a wrong that he blew a raspberry on a random girl in front of her. If I blew a raspberry on a random girl in front of you, you would be like, what the
Obviously,
fuck
we
is
do not
going
have
on
the same
here?
relationship though as Amanda and Kyle. That just speaks volumes for their relationship. And the fact that they tried to cover up even though they were doing shit like that behind each other's backs, like that's pretty toxic.
It is. And when they made the comment, like when
They were business partners. It's because they stayed together as long as they could and did because of like the business they had and all of the shareholders and all the people that said and advised him not to marry her because it would be a bad financial decision. That's why they stayed. That's why his man ego didn't want to break it off with her.
I think they're both equally at fault. They're both equally toxic. They both say horrible things about each other. I believe that they're both verbally and possibly physically, allegedly abusive towards each other.
Yeah.
I mean, when he made the comment about the fuck you eyes, first of all, any man knows their woman's like facial features, right? Like, I know when you give me a look when I've messed up. Like there are fuck you eyes.
I've seen those eyes from her. I've seen her give him those eyes, so I know exactly what
I'm
he's
not
talking
saying anyone's right, but I do see that. And I could see that being triggering for him if they were in a moment and he's trying to like they're filming and she's refusing to speak and use her words but giving the eyes. I could see him getting pushed. Not saying the way he reacted is correct. They're both toxic as fuck. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody can play a victim card. They are both villains in this role.
And I think she would give it to him in like the car ride home or like at home once the cameras were down or they left, because she would always be like, we'll talk about this later or we'll talk about this at home. So I always called it. I knew she was a lot meaner than she was giving, and I knew she was just playing it up for the cameras because she was always conscious about how she was being viewed and perceived. So she did not give us anything besides surface, shallow, nothingness.
It says a lot on that level when all she's saying is about how she's getting these horrible messages about him still to this day. And he's like, well, I'm still paying your health insurance. No, she's like, oh, yeah, thank you. Just like, oh, I still know I'm learning horrible stuff about you. And he's like, you still have shit at my apartment. I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, all she says are these horrible digs. And he, like, still clearly on some level cares about her.
She looks like she's never cared about him. That she only cares about the things he was able to provide for her.
She cares about the show.
Her selfish reasons.
And the time is done.
Her career, her being on TV, her looking good. And if she didn't look good, it was Kyle's fault. If she's not happy, it's Kyle's fault. Well, when you're miserable and Kyle's nowhere to be found.
And you were driven into Wes's arms, and then Wes does the same thing to you, which we're all hearing he already has.
We'll see whose fault it is. Do some shadow work, girl.
And honestly, poor Gavin. Gavin got the rap for being almost like the pot stirring villain. Honestly, I'm glad he's not sorry for
I
pot
thought you said
stirring.
he got the rat. I was like, he was not a
No,
rat.
he got the rap for being
Like a
a
bad
pot stirrer and a villain. Let me say this. Thank God you pot stirred. Every show like this needs it. And honestly, the fact that you have to pot stir to pull it out of people speaks more on the other members of the cast. Step your pussy up. Then I need to say, Gavin being the villain, he is only the villain to certain people on this show because he holds them accountable. And like I said, this cast hates to be held accountable.
Oh, yeah.
Kenny, his best friend, hates to be held accountable. That's why when they're asked about the relationship, Kenny's like looking at him all like side eye because Gavin probably had to get in his ass backstage because I can tell Kenny just can't stop saying stupid shit.
Yeah.
And Gavin holds him accountable and he does not like that.
Well, Kenny's playing the same game the Amanda tried to play.
Mhm.
Let's get the people to view and perceive me the way I want them to perceive me, and not the way that I really truly am.
Why do you think
They're
Andy?
too afraid of who they really are.
And why do you think Andy says I enjoy the poking? We
Yeah.
need someone like you,
Yes,
Gavin. You
exactly.
are relevant.
Yes.
You're more relevant than Kenny and Whitney have been
Yep.
all
You have
season.
a purpose on the show, and we will see you again next season.
You floated it. You got the bone collector.
Bone collector.
And honestly, diabolical. That's exactly what we thought it was. Wasn't that what Danielle said about the way that Amanda handled Sierra?
Amanda's atrocities.
Yeah. I mean, let me tell you what. I
The
think
Scarlet Letter Award goes to...
Girl. I feel like we should do Keep It Cute or Put It on Mute a little differently because this is the end of the season, right? I think we should put
This is the
contracts
Contracts?
up for Keep It Cute or Put It on Mute.
Oh, I thought I had to sign something. I was like, okay, calm down, Cynthia.
Not without an attorney. Keep It Cute or Put It on Mute. Kenny and Whitney's contract.
Mute.
Evicted. Keep It Cute or Put It on Mute. Danielle and Owen.
I'll keep them around. I'm going to keep them around. I'm really interested to see about their little baby. I've been really worried about that baby. And I've been watching updates.
You think motherhood will change Danielle?
I think so, especially going through, I mean, the baby was born, he was born so prematurely. I can't remember the
I think
baby's
she'll
name.
learn a lot about protecting energy, and I'd like to see how that does elevate her as a person.
Yeah, same.
I get piece of shit off Owen, so I hope he sticks around, but we'll see. Okay, so you're keeping him cute.
Yeah, we're keeping him cute.
Keep it cute or put it on mute, Yvonne and Nick.
I was like, who and who? They said
That's
Nick
what I'm
early.
I was gonna say.
One time in the show, and I was like, who's Nick? And then I was like, oh, yeah, that one dude. Yeah, I could do without them. I'm going to have to go with mute.
I just don't feel like you did enough.
I don't either.
Okay, so who do you think would be our sleigh? Like, who slayed this reunion?
Gosh, I'm between either Lindsay or Georgina because, Avi. Lindsay always slays these reunions. She like comes with receipts. She comes for the people. She asks all the good questions. Remember when she was like, "Thank you, whoever from wherever." Like,
that's a good question.
She could be a great host. I think sometimes Andy gets frustrated with her because she assumes that position over him.
And they've been together long enough on this show that like she gets sick of his shit and he gets sick of hers.
Well, he doesn't ask some of the questions that she's like, "Come on, Andy, let's go."
The viewers
all right,
have a
I'll
right.
ask it.
We all have a right.
Yeah, she does what's necessary, and that's why I think she slays.
I think you're right. I think Lindsay slays. Then who would be our House of Glam Glamour queen of the episode?
I'm gonna give that one to Georgina because I loved her little sparkly dress. She looked so cute.
She did slay. I'm here for her. Didn't we have another one? Keep it cute. Oh. We did our glam. We did our slay. There's something
messy.
The messy queen. How did we forget?
Well, we were trying to keep it cute and clean. We forgot our messy queen.
I feel like there's a lot of mess still left in the cracks. I feel like Kyle and Amanda are both messy.
Yeah, I think messy. Amanda was pretty messy, but so was Kenny.
Oh, you're right. The way Kenny kept popping in. Clearly not listening because Lindsay told you how many apologies. Yeah, okay. Kenny, you're messy. Messy, messy, Bessie.
Messy Bessie.
Well, I can't believe we're like rounding out in the city. Like, this is it.
Yep. Well, hopefully season 2 will be better and Amanda and Kyle free. Well, Kyle can come back as long as he like.
Oh, I don't know if I want to stomach another season of like Kyle. We're already gonna have to deal with him on Summer House with Sally Carson. Like, well,
I could deal with Kyle as long as he's with Carl. Bring Carl back.
oh, I mean, I'm here for that. We could replace quite a few people in the city with Carl, and now that
I
him
would
and
love
Lindsay are
Carl.
friends again, like they said in the reunion. I know Lindsay's been on a couple of Carl's podcasts. You know,
I like Carl and Kyle together. Kyle all by himself doing like his like, look at me, look at me, look at me, gets really old
Kyle's
really
a
quick.
pick-me girl.
He is. But I feel like this could be Kyle's glow up if he plays his cards right. So, and I mean, look at Carl. Carl had a glow up. So I feel like if he could be like a mentor to Kyle, there might be a chance for Kyle.
He needs therapy.
Which one?
They all need therapy.
Yeah.
All of them.
Therapy and Valium.
All right, guys. Well, as always, it has been a blast. And thank you for listening to Reality in 5D with Matt.
And Courtney.
And don't forget,
Make sure to like and subscribe.
bye.
Bye.